Well, now YouTube. You know who this is, I ain't even gotta tell you. But in the event you don't, I'm Lord Sneaker. Now, I've been getting hit up a lot in my DMs with questions about cleaning suede from a previous video that I did on some Lightning 4s. If you haven't checked that video out, go check it out. This one here is to pretty much, which by the way, before I say that, I don't mind getting hit up in DMs if you have questions. If you have questions, by all means DM me. Now keep in mind, I am a family man and I do work, so I might not get to you right then and there, but when I see it, I'm going to get back to you and I'm going to try my best to answer any and all questions you have. So if you don't get me right away, just be patient with me because I do have other things going on. But back to the suede. I've been getting hit up a lot about cleaning suede, how to do it without fading your shoes. So today I'm gonna show you that live, like real life, no time lapse, no editing. We're gonna clean up this Raging Bull 5. Now, this Raging Bull 5 ain't the dirtiest, but you can see it's creased up. It has a few dirt stains like right here on the toe box, and the suede is looking a little shaggy. And I cleaned it's a pair. I cleaned this shoe with the products that I use, and as you can see, because this shoe had the same issues in the collar too, but the dirt is gone and the color hasn't faded. So I'm gonna show you how to do that today. And conceptually, you can do this with any suede shoe. The process is the same, the methods might be different depending on what kind of suede shoe you're working on, because you can't clean every suede shoe the same. So what we're going to use today is a product that I'm not endorsed by these folks, but since I found it, I do believe in it and it does work amazing. We're going to be using Just Suede from New Life Kicks. Since I found this stuff, all of the stuff that I used to use before when I was cleaning shoes, I don't even use it anymore. The results you get from the new Shoe Element product line is second to none. It's just second to none. And I'm the type of person, like I said, I'm not endorsed by these folks. I'm not an affiliate of these folks, but I gotta call it the way I see it. If I find something that works or I find something that is just that amazing, I'm gonna sit there and tell you that it is that stuff. So this right here, yeah, you need to get you some. This is essential in making this cleaning possible. Head on over to newlifekicks.com and get you some. It's a Just Suede kit that comes with a dual-sided eraser, 4-way crepe brush, and a hog bristle brush, and a nylon brush. So we ain't gonna take up too much more time, talking about the products. I'm just gonna show you how they work. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a shoe tree in here to help with this creasing. This isn't a restoration video. This is just about the suede. The bottoms have already been taken care of, cleaned and deoxidized. So I'm not even gonna waste your time with the bottoms. Y'all here for the suede, and that's what I'm gonna give you. All right. So, like I said, there are different types of suedes. The key to cleaning suede is know what you're cleaning. Learn that from New Life Kicks too. The key to it is know what you're cleaning. This suede here in particular that we got is more like I would say this is like a artificial suede. I mean, it's got the length and the layers like real suede. It just doesn't feel like real suede. Now, there's steps to using Just Suede. The first step would be taking your hog hair brush and you want to brush off all of the dirt or debris that might be sitting on top of the shoe. A lot of times with suede, especially this kind of suede, it's real absorbent. Dirt that you think is deep in the suede will appear like it's deep in the suede, but in actuality, it's just sitting on the surface. So let's get into it. With suede like this particular type of suede, sometimes you'll see dirt on it and you'll think that it's deep into the suede when in all actuality, it's sitting on top of the suede. So what you do is you just brush. You want to Make sure you get all of the little lint and dust and all of that stuff off. And you want to take your time and go panel by panel with this to make sure you're as thorough as possible. Make sure you get the tongue. All right, we come back to that. So now that we got the shoe all brushed off and we removed all of that surface level stuff that was sitting on the shoe, now it's time to grab the dual-sided eraser, and all of this stuff, like I said once before, can be purchased at newlifekicks.com. Their eraser, their suede erasers are way different than any other suede eraser I've used. Like I said, it's two sides. The gradient side is more for heavy duty, hard to get stains, if you want to say it like that. You know, it'll pick up dirt and it softens your suede. The gum side, I recommend using the gum side for fine-haired suedes or short-haired suedes, such as Lightning 4s or Cactus Jack 4s. It's real good for that. And it's also good for packing your suede in, giving it that more DS feel or more DS look, to where, as opposed, hold on, cut. Water has a lot of elements in it, and I'm not no smart guy by any sense to where I know all of the things or could explain to you intelligently the effects water has on suede. Just know that when your suede is hardened up and when your suede is faded, that's because of water. This stuff is designed the way you don't have to use that stuff at all. Now, naturally, as you're going along the panels, you're going to start to see these little shavings from the eraser come off. That's fine. It's not going to affect the shoe. It's not going to hurt the shoe. When you're done with that panel, what I normally do is I just take the brush and just brush it off and move on. Now, there's going to be a lot of areas that this eraser is not going to be able to pick up. It's going to be a lot of spots on here that the eraser might not be able to pick up. That's all right. When you move on to your next tool, the things that the eraser couldn't get, that next tool will. And whatever that next tool isn't able to pick up, you'll be able to loosen it up with the Just Suede. But the pre-treatment prior to using this stuff is important. Why? Because your pre-treatment is when you're going to remove the vast majority of the dirt you have on the shoe. So you need to pre-treat like such. Like I said, just go panel by panel. You don't have to apply too much pressure when you do this. Just let the eraser do its thing. You know you're getting in there when you start to see the suede looking a little fuzzy like it does right there. You know you're in there, like swimwear. Spend a little time on this stain right here on the toe box. Now you do want to keep in mind, like with anything, you don't want to go too hard at your suede, because suede is one of those delicate materials that overly aggressive brushing or cleaning can ruin the material. So you just want to make sure that you take your time and be patient with it. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to force it. You don't want to scrub so hard that you start, ruining your shoe. Getting close enough to where you can see me doing this. And just like that, that stain that was on the toe box right here. And this is just a pre-treatment. But we're cleaning it and we're making sure that we don't damage the material or destroy the material while in the process of trying to clean it, if it makes sense. We want to make sure we can get the dirt out, but we still got that freshness to it. Moving on to the next panel. Again, you want to make sure you get all of the little cuts on the shoe. We got a little thread hanging right there. I'm not worried about that. Like I said, this video right here is the whole goal of this video is to show you how to use the Just Suede product. This shoe is in the stages of a restoration, but I'm not going to show all of that. I'm not going to make a video about that. I'm just going to show you how to use the Just Suede product. Take care of all the other things off camera. Video might be a bit of a long one as far as, the average YouTube video, simply because I'm taking you step by step and you ain't gonna miss a beat. So if you're rocking with it, rock with it. If not, skip through it if you need to. All right, moving on to this back area now.
Job.
Children. All right. All right, as you can see, we got that back panel cleaned up. I saved this part for last because this is the part that's probably the dirtiest on the shoe. Make sure you get in close on that. This area right here, I'm going to show you how to get that up using this eraser. Now it does feel like there's some kind of cardboard paneling behind this. So That means the suede is super light right here. You really don't want to be too aggressive with this because the suede will fade off real easy right here. So, let the eraser do the work. Just that easy. Just that easy. And we haven't even gotten into all the other stuff that we use yet, but just that easy. Back here. And we're just working our way around the shoe, basically. That's all you need to do. That's why I say go panel by panel to make sure that you're thorough and make sure you don't miss a thing. Now this stain on this back heel cup looks like it's gonna give me a problem, but that's cool. I mean, the eraser is step one. If we can't get this up with the eraser, we have other approaches for it. Believe that. So far, so good. I mean, we have other approaches for that. Let's get around to this side. All right. All right, so for the most part, it's looking good. It's looking good. Let's bring this other shoe that's already been cleaned in and compare it to, and already you can see, one, the stain that was right here is completely gone. The stains that were up in here are gone. Yeah, they're gone. And we haven't experienced a single drop of color loss yet. Cleaning the shoe, we're getting it fresh again, and we're not losing color. Always a plus. So now it's time to move on to the four-way crepe brush. Now, when you're cleaning suede, you want to progress in your tools. You start off with your dual-sided eraser because it's the softest tool to start with. It softens the suede, and it picks up the suede hairs, so you can get in there with the four-way crepe brush. For sides to it, hence why it's called a four-way crepe brush. You have the rubber side, you have this flat corner to get into the little grooves where the cuts meet. You have this little thicker rubber side right here that helps you get into like the little curves and things. Then you have the brass side. You want to stay away from the brass side unless you have long head suedes like the British Khaki, Travis Scott 6s, stuff like that. That's just one example, but shoes like that, if you're not dealing with something like that, you want to stay away from the brass side because it's real abrasive and you will mess up your suede. I've done it before. So all we really need for this side is the rubber side, the four-way crepe brush. Let's go. We're gonna start right here. And you can go up and down, round and round, side to side with it. It don't matter. I prefer the side to side because I'm left-handed and it helps me get in there the best. Now, as you're going, you're going to see hairs of the suede fall off. That's normal. There's no reason to panic when you see that. Like you see the little red suede hairs falling off. That's normal. It's a-okay. I'm gonna show you how to fix that. What it's doing is it's picking up those loose hairs or those hairs that were stiffened by like water hitting it or something you might have spilled on it. Those hairs were already separated. That's why they're falling off like this when you clean it. But this is another tool that helps you soften the suede as well as clean it up, because it's the little short combs on the brush are able to get into places that the eraser couldn't. Which, by the way, side note, if you start to experience any kind of fading, it'll probably be in the area when you start using the curb brush. I'm not saying that your suede won't fade at all. What I'm saying is you won't lose a whole bunch of color the way you gotta hit it with a whole can of mink oil. The nature of suede is to fade when you clean it. So just know that. When I say you won't lose color, you won't bleed out. Like if you were to hit this with water, instantly it's bleeding out. It's not gonna do that with this. And most importantly, you don't need to wet this. Suede is best clean dry. You dry clean your suede. All suedes are best clean dry. Remember that. This is where this side gets in great. Areas like right here. All right, panel by panel. Like I said, doing this unedited, that way you can see the results of everything I'm doing. So you won't think I'm trying to deceive you or trick you. You're seeing what I'm doing step by step, just going straight through it. Show you how to do this step by step. I'm figuring that'll be the best way to help you understand the concept behind using this product. So you could see how to get those results that you yearn for. Because if you clicked onto this video, like me in the past, you probably tried cleaning suede and you did more harm to it than help. It's the reason why a lot of people stay away from suede shoes, especially if you're not into the business of restoring or customizing, because once those shoes get dirty, it's hard to keep them looking like they did when they came out the box. Very hard. And the same thing applies with the 4-way crepe brush, just like the dual-sided eraser. You don't have to aggressively brush it. You know, just pass over it. Now, this stain that's up here, and some of these stains that still might be lingering, they're very faint, but they're still up in here. We're gonna see if we can get it with the crepe brush. Stains like this, it's probably best to go in that little circular motion. Raise those hairs up to make it easier to just brush it out, like such. All right. So now, let's check the progress here. We've used the dual-sided eraser around the whole shoe. We've used the 4-way curb brush around the whole shoe. Forgot the tongue. Can't forget the tongue. Now, I know a lot of people are probably saying, like, you'll never see the dirt inside of there. I like to be thorough with mine because there's all kind of sneakerheads. There might be somebody that, you know, later on down the line, you might want to sell these. The more great of a condition they're in, the more money you get for them. Me personally, I wear my shoes. It's very, very rare that I buy a shoe and I sell it down the line. I'll hold on to it for forever. But, you know, I can restore a shoe. So it benefits me more to hold on to it, in my opinion, because I could always shake it back. So, you know, it helps to be thorough. Now, we've used the dual-sided eraser on the whole shoe. We used the 4-way curb brush on the whole shoe. Now, as you can see, we bring in the other shoe. This red is a lot darker and bolder than this red. But like I said, when you clean suede, it's gonna fade. You know, it's just one of those things. It's gonna happen no matter what you do. Now, here comes the part where the tougher stains that we couldn't get out and the color comes back. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna use Just Suede to bring the color back and to saturate the shoe to get it ready for, you know, brushing it and getting all of these heavy stains out. Now, when you're using this product, you want to shake the bottle real good. Make sure you shake up everything. You want to give yourself some distance, 3 to 5 inches, something like that. And you want to make sure you completely saturate the entire suede. As evenly as you possibly can. I gotta adjust my nozzle. You gotta forgive me. Gotta forgive me. God damn.
No cursing.
You ain't hear that. All right. Now, once you've done that, I just take the towel, wipe down the midsole. It's light enough to where it won't hurt the midsole, but I don't need it on there. I don't need the whole shoe to be completely soaked, just the suede. So light, I don't even know if y'all noticed, but I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you just how well this works. And this is just a strictly suede product. It was light enough to where there was a little stain right here by the dot from a custom that I did a while back, and some paint got right there. It took that paint completely off, and it didn't affect the midsole paint at all. So what you do after you spray the shoe completely with the Just Suede, you want to wait 2 minutes. You want to let it sit and dry for 2 minutes before you take the hog hair brush and brush it in and get all of the dirt out. So set a timer for 2 minutes, camera girl.
Can I just sit here and record you for 2 minutes? Yes.
You want to be a smarty. Cut.
You didn't respond.
All right, 2 minutes and set in. I know I said no editing, but I didn't want to bore y'all sitting here waiting on, who wants to sit here and watch a shoe dry. But anyways, 2 minutes then settled in, gave the Just Suede enough time to dry. Now it's just time to simply brush. And what you're doing is when you brush, you're getting in deep into those suede hairs to flick off all of the dirt that your pre-treat tools use to either remove that dirt or soften it up to where you can just brush it off now. So that's all we're doing. And if you notice, as we brush, the suede is standing up, like on the cuts right here, it's standing up. It's not sitting like this. I'll show you how to fix that once we're done. And pack your suede in to get that nice, fresh out the box look. But all you're doing now at this point is you're just brushing. You're just brushing. Now that stain that was right here that didn't want to come out, it still lingered. I don't know if the camera could pick it up, but it was still lingering. Gone now. Completely gone. And you don't have to wear, a little side note, you don't have to wear one of those respirator masks when you're cleaning this up because it has like a little mint smell to it. It's not one of those things you have to use in a well ventilated area. Just spray your shoe and go. And the beauty about it is it doesn't take long to dry. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes and your shoe will be completely dry to the point where you could do the post-treatment things. If you have to reset your nap on your suede, you can reset your nap in 2 or 3 minutes. Put these right on your feet and hit the dough. It's just that easy with this. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we've completely brushed the shoe. After cleaning it with the Just Suede, what we do now is we're gonna let it set for 2 or 3 minutes, maybe a minute and a half. And we'll come back if we need to reset the nap because we did spray the shoe, it got wet, the weight is going to stiffen a little bit. We come back in with the 4-way crepe brush to reset the nap. Then we pack the suede in to give it that nice old fresh out the box look. And we apply one more coat of Just Suede to make sure that color is in there and the shoe is rockable again. So we're going to let it sit for 2 minutes. Well, a minute and a half. All right, been a minute and a half. All right, the shoe is still kind of wet, but it's dry enough to where we can take the 4-way crepe brush and reset the nap. As you can see, the suede is a little stiff, so I'm gonna go in and again, panel by panel. Now, when you hit it with the 4-way crepe brush, the nice dark color that it has as a result of the Just Suede application we gave it is gonna slightly fade. So what we do after this is we give it another coat of Just Suede. And what this also does is all of the things that we might have missed as far as dirt goes before we got to the Just Suede application, we'll be able to pick it up in this post treatment. Just to ensure maximum cleanliness. You know. You just want to go around the shoe, making sure you hit all of the suede hairs. And what it also does is all of the loose hairs that's on it kind of shaves it off. It makes it easier so when we go in to pack down the suede, we don't have to fight with a lot of loose hairs. You know, just pack down what's there. And once again, this is just going in and re-softening the nap. All right, so now that we've used the 4-way crepe brush to soften the nap. Keep wanting to forget this tongue. I keep wanting to forget this tongue. All right, so now we're just gonna go in with the hog hair brush again and just brush. Now, the reason for this, and for me, the reason for this is I like to see which way I want to train the suede to lay down. If I want it to go forward, backwards, you know, brushing it allows me to see which way it lays down the easiest and the best. So that's what the brushing comes into play with me for. All right, so now that we've got that, this is bugging me, this little string right here. Hold on 1 second. It's messing with me bad. I got to get rid of that. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't. It was killing me. All right, so got another one right there. messing with my OCD. So now that we've brushed it and we figured out which way we want to train it, that's where the gum side comes in. Like I said before, it's for more finer hair suedes as far as cleaning goes. But when it comes to longer hair suedes, you can use this to pack down the suede so that it looks like it did when it came out the box. If you notice this toe cap and that toe cap, what's the difference? You see how the hairs are just hanging off here all shaggy? It's not doing that on this toe cap. This one does, this one doesn't. Show you how to fix that now using this. You want to go one direction. For the hairs that you're trying to knock off, you want to rub them out. It's pretty much shaving it. And when you're satisfied with your results, you want to take it in that one direction, right? So that once you give it that next application of Just Suede, it's going to lay down and you're still going to have that suede motion that everybody goes crazy over. But you have to train the suede first. Now with this, you do have to apply a slight amount of pressure just to make sure that you get it exactly where you want it to be. Now this step is optional. If you're one of those people that like your suede all shaggy and stuff, you don't have to do this. If you want it to look like I did, like I said, when it came out the box, then this is critical for you. If you're one of those people that's very anal about how your shoes look, you want to keep them fresh out the box, yeah, you will want to do this. And I'm no different. I'm one of those people. If it don't look like it did when it came out the box, it ain't right to me. So I can relate to that. Mine gotta be fresh at all times. Go along the edges to make sure you get those loose ends that's hanging on the edge off, and then just go in one direction and pack it down. Just that simple. You'll know which way to go with it. Like I said, when you brush it in the post treatment, you brush it in all directions just to see which way it lays down the best or the fastest. And that's when you take your gum side of your eraser and you train it that way. You just go in the direction that you saw as you were brushing it lays down the best and work it out from there. Now, as you can see, didn't get that as good as I wanted to. We're gonna fix that. Now, as you can see, the color isn't too far off, and we were able to fix the loose ends on the cut areas. The color isn't too far off, however, it is slightly lighter than this one. So that's where the second application comes in. Fix this. And also what that second application does, it serves as a holder to when you train your suede and you knock off the loose suede areas and you're ready to bring the color back. It holds what you got. It serves as a holder and it keeps that suede in place. So shake the bottle again. And you don't have to oversaturate it on this one. You're just trying to get the color back. So you want to like let the spray just mist it. Try and be as thorough as you can with it and get the whole shoe, but you just want to let it mist over the shoe and kind of just fall on there. And at this point, that's it. That's all it takes. All you have to do now is just let this second application completely dry and you're back in the game. Look at this one, look at that one. You're back in the game like nothing ever happened. It's just that easy with Just Suede. Like I said, not endorsed by these people, but I believe in the product. You can purchase this stuff at newlifekicks.com. Just Suede kit comes with, again, the Just Suede, a dual-sided eraser, a 4-way crepe brush. There's a hog hair brush as well as a nylon brush that comes with it, as well as a microfiber towel. You follow the steps that I just showed you. Now, like I said before, all suedes are not clean the same. But this video will be perfect and ideal for the Raging Bulls. But the concept is all the same. As long as you follow the concepts when you clean a suede and go over to New Life Kicks Instagram and, you know, follow along with the videos and the tutorials that they give, you should be straight. No problem. Like I said, their Instagram, New Life Kicks, go over there, check them out. Good people. So, conceptually, it's the same concept every time. But this video right here is perfect for the Raging Bulls. You see the results. Look at this shoe, look at that shoe. And again, didn't have to soak the shoe up, because if you put water on this, it's instantly going to fade. I've cleaned a pair of these before, and I know enough to know that if you use water on them, because the guy that I cleaned the shoes for did, you're going to fade this. It's guaranteed. It's just what it is. You're going to fade it. But it's clean. There's no dirt anywhere on the shoe, and the color is still intact. What more could you ask for? All right, so that's me answering the DMs about all of the questions that I get on the daily about cleaning suede. Keep them coming. I don't mind the DMs. I like it. If I could help y'all in any way, I will. So, you got a question, go to the Instagram. I work. I got a household to maintain, so it's not going to be a right away response, but I will get back to you. So other than that, we out.